It was a big weekend for online streaming, especially exclusive streaming. First with all the Prince tributes, and then with Beyonce's new album and film, Lemonade. Joining us to talk about all of this is Wynter Mitchell, digital consultant and host of Pop Rocket. Let's start with Prince. Welcome, Wynter.
Welcome. Hi, guys. What a interesting week it's been, huh?
Yeah, no kidding.
It has. Yeah, let's start with Prince. I mean, we talked a little bit about this last week when it happened, but just tell us your thoughts about it.
You know, Prince, obviously, I'm 36 years old, and Prince was a core part of my life and upbringing. So his loss weighed. This is going to be pretty controversial, but I think it's hitting me a little bit harder than MJ. The contributions he gave to music were shorter than Michael Jackson, because Michael Jackson was a child singer, but we're talking about a man who can play many instruments, who, graciously gave songs to artists and didn't even feature on them. We're talking about from 1978 all the way until today. He was still creating music, was consistent about his musicianship and his commitment to it. It hurts. It's definitely a difficult one to take.
So his music was on TIDAL, and then Beyonce's music is also only on TIDAL. So tell us, what are your thoughts about that, about this exclusive music streaming?
If you go back in a time when Apple launched with iTunes, they also had sort of the same exclusivity, and they had obviously their deals that were set up specifically for that platform. So it's not surprising that TIDAL would want to sort of go after artists that they can maintain and keep that library on their platform. The issue is, what has always been since practically the beginning of TIDAL, is that it was a little bit of an audacious effort, given we've come so far since music has been available online. Also, the price point is not for everybody. Also, we can never forget that really ostentatious showing of having all those artists around a round table pretending like they were going to, solve the war in Syria. It's more of a situation where I'm kind of committed to a few platforms and I like it. I've curated those. So the Spotifys, the Pandoras, you have people that are sort of sitting on opposite sides of that discussion. And then there's the people who just won't leave iTunes. Beyonce giving the exclusivity to TIDAL for a weekend now. It's available on iTunes and Amazon now. It's her commitment to her brand, and it's a commitment to her partner, Jay-Z. But I don't think anybody was going to pretend for 2 seconds that she was going to leave this on TIDAL, given all the issues it's had in the last, basically since launch. She's not going to segregate her market in that way. You're not going to be able to, as she is Beyonce, but you're not going to be able to get every single person that loves your music to migrate over there. You've got to open it up to the masses.
Do you think if a company like TIDAL continues down this path, then I suppose it just kind of sets a precedent that this is a service that does this? So I guess I'm answering my own question. But I mean, 24 hours feels pretty shallow to me. Like, I get it. You want to get your music out there, and I'm sure for Beyonce, 24 hours was a lot to provide exclusivity to one single service and then open it up to literally everyone, because not many people are on TIDAL, let's be honest. But I don't know. Is this a way to make TIDAL more relevant than it is?
100%. And listen, that was generous. One day for Beyonce is very generous.
Yeah.
And did I think that she was going to leave it up a little bit longer? No, we don't live in that world anymore where something can be out for a week and it will take our time. We'll move slowly. No, we consume content quickly, we binge it, and then we come right back out and we talk about it online. So she gave people 24 hours and gave TIDAL that capability, which was, again, generous of her. But let's be realistic. She's got to make money. The music industry is in a very weird space right now, and I think it will continue to be in this space for many years to come. She's not looking for lucrative sales just off top from utilizing these platforms to sell her songs. She's giving you the brand, giving you where she's at currently in her career, and then she's turning around and she's saying, listen, you're going to come to the tour because you're going to want to see how this evolves. You're going to want to buy the merch. You're going to want to do everything else that it takes to consume this iteration of my brand. But here's a little jewel for you to sort of whet your appetite on right now. So she's not looking to, TIDAL is doing what TIDAL is going to do. There's a lot of things that are great about TIDAL, and there's a lot of things that just aren't great about TIDAL. And realistically, like I said before, she's not looking to make tons of money off of offering it just to these people who subscribe. She's trying to grow the brand, doing what she can and being generous, but she's also looking ahead to tour dates, merch sales, and anything else she decides to profit off from this brand. Musicians are not making money off of music. They're making they're making money off their brand in a cohesive manner.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, there's some people might still be confused by all the lemon emojis in their Twitter that just happened and on Facebook. So why don't you explain a little bit about Beyonce's movie that she launched on HBO over the weekend?
So Beyonce, you know, when she released Beyonce, she put out on iTunes exclusively a series of videos and then dropped her album out of nowhere on a Friday night and ruined everybody's plans. She's done the same thing, albeit weird timing. Nobody anticipated that Prince was going to leave us so soon or on a Thursday. But she drops the album simultaneously while she debuts an HBO 1-hour movie that is basically a visual version of her album, complete with music videos to sort of accompany the songs. This was a love letter to women in general. If we want to be more specific, it was a love letter to Black women. She is really sort of focusing and fixing her current iteration on how to promote sort of the social causes that she believes in unapologetically. People are going on and on about, you know, this is something that pop artists have never done. But the truth is, pop artists who are legendary have been doing this forever. This is just her opportunity to sort of fixate the conversation on something like Black Lives Matter. She's talking about civil rights, feminism, poetry, anything that you can sort of conjure up that falls into those buckets, she touched on with Lemonade.
Yeah, it's an amazing film, and I enjoyed just everyone's response to it on Twitter, like yours included. Just like the people that it's just like I don't know. I'm speechless.
My Rachel Roy tweet. Goodness. You know, listen, I don't try to wade. I try to be diplomatic, and I really don't try to like wade publicly into these discussions or rumors. But listen, Rachel Roy put it out there. She made a reference about having good hair. There's a lyric in one of Beyonce's songs about, you know, the Becky with the good hair. I'm just saying that if you put yourself out there, you're kind of asking for it, and that's what the internet allows us to do, is respond. Now, listen, there's a lot of different layers on what Beyonce's covering besides sort of the overall focus on Black women and celebrating the beauty and our humanity. She's talking about her marriage. She's talking about her father and the relationship she has with him. She covers a lot of layers. But what happens is mainstream media has to stick on it real fast. And the first thing they could latch on was the whole Rachel Roy thing. So you've got Rachel Roy and poor Rachel Ray and anybody else that mentioned lemons on Saturday and Sunday getting murdered by the Beehive. I need the Beehive. Don't come at me. Just calm down.
Well, I am so lost in this conversation, but I love it. I love it nonetheless.
Right. Well, I was hoping that you would help catch up some people around here. So
exactly.
Thank you.
I had no idea why I was seeing so many lemons all over the place.